Hi and welcome back to the channel. So each year I like to take pictures of the collection to have a prosperity of the display as it evolves. However, this year I thought I'd do something slightly different in that I would do a slight room tour and go through the collection as a whole. So we'll start in the living room, and at the top of our media display you can see that we have the Infinity Gauntlet and the White Ranger helmet. Coming down we have the Blu-ray and DVD collection. Well, I say collection, this is probably about 1% of our entire collection. The majority of it's actually stored in binders. Top of the shelf is the Arrowverse Blu-rays in chronological order, and then we have the DC animated films again in chronological order. This is then followed by DC Universe films and the MCU films. With the MCU films, I seem to switch back and forth between having them in chronological order and release order. We have Warner Brothers Monster Universe, followed by Star Wars, again in chronological order. Coming down, we have the part of my Doctor Who collection, solely the classic series Blu-rays and the latest Doctor's Blu-rays. The rest are in binders, solely due to the lack of space. Then a few Blu-rays, followed by the Transformers, and finally bringing it off with The Walking Dead and the latest, well, I say latest, but it's now old gen games. Okay, coming across we have media display with PlayStation 5, Xbox One X and the Switch. I also happen to have Netflix Transformers Generation 1 box set, which I want to do a review on solely because I've never ever seen anyone else do a review on it. And I have the US release of the 1980s Ninja Turtles series. Okay, in the living room, this is the main display. Starting at the top, we have my wife's Walking Dead collection with the Walking Dead color tops, along with the McFarlane Blu-ray box sets. It's a shame that they no longer do those. Then got the Beast of the Mesozoic Raptor, which is a fantastic figure. It is gorgeous and a complete delight to pose. We then have a small selection of my character option Daleks, followed by my World of Halo display. For £10 children's toys, these are fantastic. They have amazing detail, a brilliant articulation, and the Warthog is gorgeous. Coming across is a couple of random bits, an Optimus Prime, Harley Quinn and Leia on the speeder bike. We then happen to have some of my Star Wars Black Series figures. A number of these are actually in storage solely because I don't have the room to display them. Further down is my Assassin's Creed statues, followed by the NECA Alien and Predator figures I've got. Further down is my son's Power Ranger Pops, my Halo Pops, and Power Ranger... I can't remember the name of them. But those are great little figures. Okay, coming across, we have a couple of 10-inch pops, some Star Wars droids, our Big Bang Theory pops, some more pops, and some busts. We happen to have the Batman and Wonder Woman Eagle Musk busts, followed by Ultimate Cyclops and a Cyberman. My X-Men First Class and Fantastic Four pops. My wife's 10-inch Groot pops. Some Star Wars vehicles, followed by my wife's Groot and our Quantum X vinyl figures or statues of Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange. Coming down to the side of the display cabinets, we happen to have what I believe is the Sphero R2-D2 and a life-size remote control BB-8. What was done on the cheap, but I think is actually really quite nice and effective, is some comic books in some cheap photo frames, which I think I got from B&M for a couple of pounds. While the backdrops probably could do with being something other than the standard insert from the photo frames, for the amount I paid for it, and I think it actually brings something to the room, and it's a nice way of displaying some particularly nice covers. Coming round, we happen to have our Civil War canvas, and further down, excuse the dressing gown and duvet, but we happen to have our coffee table, which my wife had before we even moved in together. Okay, carrying on, we'll have a quick look in my son's room. This is my son's X-Rocker bed, which happens to have his TV and gaming systems on it. He happens to have one of the Sonic cable guys, which he happened to just get for Christmas. On the top shelf you can see some of his pops and a robot he assembled. A couple of dinosaur fossils, replicas, obviously, and some of his books. These happen to be mostly his chapter books. And then over here he has some of his Pokemon bits, which he is absolutely obsessed with, and his 2 Grogu pops. And then down on the bottom he happens to have his signed Zeo picture, his Hasbro Black Series Morpher, not Black Series, Lightning Collection Morpher, which he got for Christmas, and Red Ranger helmet. He happens to have a Ultrazord pop, and it seems to have toppled over, but his Zeo Megazord from Hasbro. And then over in the corner of his room, we happen to have some of his DVDs. Again, most of them are in storage. We have the Kermit the Frog DVD along, not DVD, Teddy, along with his Pokemon trading card tins, and above that all a Harry Potter poster that my wife and I got in a mystery box quite recently. And then coming down we have a couple of his graphic novels. Most of them are actually under his bed in a storage bin. Some of his DVDs. And then at the bottom here, his complete Power Ranger collection. What we did for space is that a lot of the UK releases have been bundled into just one case, with one particular cover being used to encompass the entire series. Coming across, to be honest, I'm particularly proud of this. My wife and I did this 2 years ago now. We got the large GX movie Pokemon cards and the 4 of the movie promo cards that various stores were doing at the time, and used a picture frame to create a display for him, which my son absolutely adores. Moving it across, he happens to have his Power Rangers movie poster, Detective Pikachu poster, Endgame, and a Civil War canvas. Then on the back wall we have his Captain Marvel and Power Ranger posters. Coming into our master bedroom, we have the remainder of our displays. I will do a quick overview shot of the displays, and then I'll do a close-up of each of the shelves. So at the very bottom we happen to have my 18-inch Dalek and a few of my hardback